Hello and welcome back to Transport Fever 2, the UK modded series. Thank you very much for joining me in this video. Now, last time out I was working on this, so you saw me starting to build up some of these houses and get a feel for where the houses need to go, how we need to place them, and just how much population can be spawned from them. Now in this video I'm going to be talking about some of the potential disadvantages of what I am doing, and in addition to that I've thought about maybe trying to do this in a slightly different fashion, and instead of building in a bunch of roads and then placing housing on it, why do I not just build in the roads, never mind the housing, so just measure up for the housing, never mind the housing elsewise or otherwise, and just leave the AI to build up the housing, and then I can place the housing in as and when I want as the city builds. So I think that might be a better way forward. I am not entirely sure at this point in time, but of course with your help, with your comments, I may be able to determine a slightly better way forward. So in this video we're going to be doing a lot of road placement. We're going to start with the roads that are in towns with railways connected to them, but if we do not get to it in this episode, which we may not, I will certainly be doing this in other towns, even the ones without roads connected, and then we can demolish the roads to put the railways in, just as they would do in real life, and that is what I'm trying to replicate. So make sure you stay tuned to see a lot more road laying and to see a lot more British designs on the road layouts, just to see what comes about of this. I'm not entirely sure how well this is going to go, but there is only one way to find out. Okay, so we've already done a little bit of West Mersey. Now, as you can see, I've got this area pretty much completed. All of this is still empty. So I'm thinking, let me just begin here where we are. Let me just figure this one out. So the way I want to figure it out is I need to determine how big one of these are. So not sure exactly how I'm going to do that. In fact, that is going to tell me. So we're looking for 18 meters. So if we really want to do something at a good height or good length here, we're looking at 36 meters to pop one of them in. Let me just double check to ensure that that is a correct measurement across all of this. For example, 34 meters there. This one's a good length. No. 38 meters seems to be working nicely, so it looks like perhaps 38 meters may be our way forward. Now over here I'm thinking we could just put a park, so I'm not really fussed about that. This area looks fine. This area, just looking at this, I can see the potential for sort of an inner ring road connecting up this area to this area here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Perhaps give it a more of a, there we go, more of a general road shape. There we go, like so. And eventually I'm going to probably end up doing this and connecting it up like that, maybe with a little bit more of a straighter, let me see, it's perhaps just a little bit straighter than that, but certainly have the ring road going around in this direction if I indeed choose to do an inner ring road there, which I probably will not. I will most likely use this as a potential ring road for the town, especially as you can see there is an opportunity here to put a decent ring road in. Anyway, let's go ahead and figure out perhaps another road along here. So Let's just go ahead and do this. And we're looking at about, let's say 38 to 40 meters. So that is pretty good. Again, I'm not too fussed about it removing buildings. We could potentially have this loop along, but what I was thinking is perhaps just have it back onto this. So I will now go ahead and I think from here, yes, I think this is probably the best bet we have. I'll do this and then I'll try and match that length there, and then I think from here we'll just go out like this and then oops, turn that in like so, and I think we are good for this road. Okay, next up I think we can potentially have a little road here, so we'll go ahead and figure out where exactly we need that to be. Probably about there. So that is looking pretty good, and I'm going to try and make this road so that that will do, and I can certainly put another road about another 38 meters, so about here. Okay, it does not particularly like that. How about there? You happy with that? You are. Okay. There we go. That's another little road, so we can build some housing in there. Now off this road I can create another road running along here if I so wish, and I think that is probably a good idea to do, so I'll go ahead and do that. So again, just working it out, 38 meters does seem to be just about here. So it doesn't matter if there's a tiny gap. I'm not too fussed with tiny gaps, but I think we can do that, and then what I can do is try and match this one up by doing another 38 meters or so here, create another straight road like this, do that to that, and then join that up right there. There we go. So that has given us an opportunity for yet more housing in this area. So that will all become housing, this will become housing, and that's starting to look a lot more populated. Once again, I do not want to destroy the entire town, of course. Interesting that when I do that, it does not seem to affect this area here, nor does it seem to affect this area up here. That is strange. Right. Let's go ahead and continue with these roads. There we go. Look, we have another road. Do I want the road to do what I'm trying to get it to do? Sure, I can do that. In fact, I have an idea now for this road. Completely different idea now. But I'm going to do that to that and improve it by, no, not doing that. I'm going to upgrade this road, and I'm going to build all the way out to here. This is another main road. There you go. We've got some main roads being built now, which is nice. Two-lane main roads. Obviously, this is a 4-lane main road, which it just does not work because of the collision over here with the farmland. But we can fix that at a later time. Okay. I also remember there being an ability with tools to lock up. There we go. Very easily lock roads, and I do appreciate this change that they have made to this. Right. So now that I've done that, I can work on figuring out where else I would like the roads to go. I'm kind of tempted to adjust this actually. And the reason I'm tempted to adjust this one is because I'd like this to... I know this is a sharper corner, but I would like this to try and be parallel with this. Oh, sorry. Yes, parallel with that. And then I was going to say perpendicular for some reason. No, that is not correct. Parallel with that. And then I can all but do this. Most certainly should not have much in the way of problems, because that is something that would happen. In fact, could do this. There we go, because that's where it gives us a nice rounded edge. So go around, so you're driving along here, you have a corner, and then that's it, up to the end of the road. Okay, now this distance looks rather large. In fact it is, this is a lot larger than it needs to be. Ideally it wants to be only this much. Now the question is, can I do that? I can. So why do I not just go ahead and do that instead? Yeah, let's do that instead. Look, I'll do this and that, and I shall demolish this road. And what happens then if I try to do the same along here? Does it allow me to do so? It does. It is not the most ideal corner, but that certainly can work. Although, that being said, no, I know what I'll do here. Look, we can have another little park here. Now, you have a few roads, a few houses, a tiny little park. Tiny little park, I think that does work. And then I can decide what I need to do then. Now, in terms of this area, I think that we can have another industrial, well, I say industrial estate. Perhaps it might become an industrial estate. Who knows? And certainly we can have it coming off which road now? That's the main road. So if we have it coming off this road and going in, and then maybe, or coming off this road, because we can do this if we really wanted to. But we may be better off doing this. Yes, because that is going to just about give us the distance that we require for our double houses, should we decide that we want them. But in the meantime, what I'm thinking of doing is not that, is running this along like that, and then having just little, not sure, just little T-junctions, as it were. So maybe like that. That's terrible. Like that. So you can have some buildings here, some buildings here. Do I really want to do that? No, I probably just want... I most likely just want to do this. Have that end here without actually connecting. No, in that case, better idea. Narrow that up. Have that end there without it connecting. Have another connection there. And then over on this side we can have, so you can have some additional, no, that does not work for me. What's there? Here we go. This will work for me though. This will be much better. And again, we could just, without joining anything onto the roads, we could always join that one on. A way in, a way out. That does work. There we go. And I think that would also work rather nicely. So we'll just go ahead and lock these all up. Come on, lock up. That's better. And now you can see that that has a lot of opportunities there to build up a fair amount of housing and various other buildings should they wish to do so in a lot of different places. So that has given, I think that does look fairly nice overall. So I'm going to keep that side like that. I'm also going to do a little bit here, then we can move on. We'll do a little bit on this side, then we'll move. I'll probably leave this side and say, well, we haven't yet figured this one out. I guess the best thing to do, what on earth has happened here? No idea. It's as if it destroyed. Okay, never mind. So I guess one of the things that would work is that you put some streets in. So for example, let's for example say this is a main road. I'll upgrade that to a main road. There you go. And then we would put some narrower streets in, just sort of a little bit more haphazardly. So we say, look, we had a street going in like this, that then turned in like that, and then like that. In a way, perhaps it was making its way up and over the hill. And then what you do is you just measure up a little bit here. So you say, well, about here we can go ahead and open up another street that went in that direction, and then from there you just work it all out. So we say, right, if I'm going to have a street here going up, I then want to give it until about here for another street. And then if I was going to curve this one, let's say I want to curve this one in this direction, and I'll match that up like so, but then this one's going to peel off in this direction, and I'll continue this one up over here right up into this junction like so. This one here will just end, because what I'm going to do on this one is I'm going to have a cul-de-sac style. So there we go, 37, so we'll just do another set, perhaps just about here, that I will then loop in along here. That's loop in, not looping like Professor. Doesn't really connect there, you have to go through here to get there. Then this one, how many meters are we looking at here? About 40 meters there, so we can have a perhaps something like that then turns in and connects up like that. There you go. That opens the opportunities up there for us to have another little cul-de-sac style here, which gives us, actually, let's do that. That gives us enough opportunity to put some housing in here, and we will also do let's see, about there. There you go. There's only two ways into that, so that is going to work rather nicely. To be honest, I'm not a fan of this one, so may just completely get rid of that and just let it build up as and when, as and how I want it to build up. But you will see that it just all seems to work. It just seems to work as it's supposed to all the time, and it just looks very natural. That is exactly what I am trying to, well, that is exactly what I'm trying to establish here. So once we build a railway, as you can see, the railway is going to come out here. What you're going to end up with is you're going to end up with some housing here and railways passing along the back of a couple of houses, and that is exactly what I would like. So now that's West Mersey done, let's move on to another. Yeah, let's move on to another one. Let's have a look at Earley. Now this is going to be a more difficult one to figure out. Obviously the design of the design of the place is different. The way in which everything is working is different, and the concepts that are used here are very different to what I used for a lot of the other towns. So these early towns, the concepts were very different. As you can see, even West Brom, not exactly the greatest of designs. So let's go ahead and start looking into this. So buildings, no, streets, that's it. Let's go ahead and start measuring up a little bit. So really, if I just, oh god, I do not want you to, that's it. That 40 meters there, that's not too bad. It does widen up quite a bit here. So I'm a little bit concerned about that one. This is way too wide, as you can see, for the housing that we need. Realistically, I need this to be about here. So I'm going to go ahead and change the road layout. Just like that. There we go. That makes this far too wide, but I have options here, and I have ideas, and this is okay. This sort of in out is not a problem, because I'm probably going to I'm just going to look at this and see how wide that is. Just about, we may just be able to fit some of those houses in. In fact, just for my peace of mind, I'm going to try to fit those houses in. Let's go ahead and erase just the stuff here, and just so I can test this, is it you? It is you. With the fence, please. No street. Population can be enabled. Right, I need to pause this. There we go. And let me see if I can certainly add the housing in here. Now, I was giving it 38 meters as it's a bit of a courtesy, really. It's a bit okay. The right. Couple of things to note. Number one, ground's kind of uneven. There we go. Number two, we probably need to add them in like so. I do not remember blue doors. I remember red doors and black doors and white doors. But let me go ahead and add these in as they would like them. Let's have one without population, just so we do not overwhelm the computer. And then, well, let's have two without population then, sure. No, let's have this one with population. There. And what I will do is I will configure this one to not have population. There we go. Okay. And then at the back on this side, let's see if we also can just about fit these in, and we just about can. So that's good. On this side, I think we are a little bit better because it widens up just a smidge, as you can see. And the angle's just ever so slightly different. But I can certainly do, for example, do that. And then do that. Let's get rid of a couple of population ones. And I will do... These are some of the best mods I've ever seen for Transports Fever. Full stop. Very, very well done. And extremely easy to use once you sort of get used to the way the mod works. Extremely easy to use. There you go. And it just about works. I mean, there's very slight clipping, but overall, as I said, we're not going to be looking too much in depth. Yes, it is annoying, and the angle here is also slightly annoying, but actually it's very annoying, but it is the way British roads would be. They may not be exactly parallel. So you would end up with this narrowing. Now, the easiest way to fix this is just, of course, to put some bushes and stuff at the back, and that would be job done. Right, let's continue. Yes, that does work, and it certainly sits and fits in the way that it needs to. So that's that area there is sorted out nicely. Let us go ahead and do perhaps this section. So the first thing I'm going to do is going to go ahead and upgrade this particular road, and I would like to upgrade the roads within the town. Something I should have perhaps done earlier, but before I put those houses in. It doesn't matter if I need to remove some houses. That's not a problem for me. Right, where do you end up going? No idea. You're just going somewhere. In fact, I suppose we really should be upgrading these roads because it could, in theory, be going places. So we'll go ahead and upgrade up to there, and then let's have a look at this one. Is okay. This is where we may end up with problems, so I'll do that across. That one is certainly going somewhere, so I would like to upgrade. Oops, that was not how far I needed to upgrade to. I was supposed to upgrade up to there, and let's bring that back down to... What is it supposed to be? What exactly are you? Apparently some sort of country road. Oh, this is like a gravel 2-lane country road. Okay, that isn't what I was after, but... Is that better? That's a little bit more recognisable. So we've got that, and I think the other route is going to be this one towards West Brom. That also needs to be upgraded. So we shall try to upgrade this one as well. It says here collision. Construction not possible here. I believe it's due to that. If I were to get rid of this little bit here, would the collision occur here? There is a collision there, but then we can fix that. Construction not possible due to this, so we'll demolish that. Upgrade, There we go, that's that road upgraded. Upgrade. I guess I can fix the... Yeah, I can fix this side afterwards. What I do need to do is put the depot back in for this. And this time I suppose the depot can go out on the side road. There you go. Same place, just in a different orientation. Okay. So now that we've done that, apparently this wants to build up some random roads. No, you do not want to do that. What you do want to do is listen to everything I tell you when I go ahead building roads. So, some roads to go along here, I think. Should I upgrade this section? I'm not sure. Okay, let's go ahead and do it anyway. So these are just roads out of town. I personally do not see this one as necessary. No, I do not see that as necessary to upgrade. Yeah, I think that can remain like so. Right, let's continue building some roads. So once again we do a bit of a measurement. So we're only looking at about 40 meters. About here. Now I have two options. I can either build it in this direction, which could work. That could certainly work. Or I could build it in that direction, which could also work. And to be completely honest, I kind of like this direction a little bit more, because of what I can do here. I can do that and then do that. There we go. Then I can create another 40-ish meter gap, 38 to 40 meters, and build another one up here. Does that, then that, and then I can just continue making more and more off this if I wanted to. So for example, I can actually, should I just do 2 off this, and then from here I can go which actually would, I think, work out just about. Not quite. But if I did that, there we go. That would work out, and then I can always do another one just like that, if I can just get the distance correct, which is about where that tree is. So I can cut straight through. So I'll cut straight through that tree, and as such, when we do the 40 meters, it's got to. Oh, that's not what I'm meant to do. 40. So we're looking at about here to there. That reminds me a little bit of London. And then from here, we can always go this way. That isn't a problem. We can turn this into a road eventually, and that would not be too much of a problem. I think that is probably the smarter thing to do. There we go. And then in here, once again, we work out about the 40 meters, about there. And then I can very happily just do that. Join it up like so. If I wanted to, I can join another one up here with that 40-ish meter gap. like that. Then we can have a bit more in the way of housing there. And it's all, again, it's different, but it is taking shape. But it is different. It looks very different to the other roads. To West Mersey, for example. So how far out can I go along this? Interesting. If I really wanted to, I could do this. If I really wanted to, I could. Yes, I could. I could do that. Do I want to do that? I think I do. And then, how far out would this be? If we did that, if I turned this through like that and then created a cul-de-sac in here. Now let's leave this like this just for the time being. Let's go ahead and ensure that these roads are locked. So it gives the AI more places in which to go ahead and build, but it just starts looking a little bit better. And as I said, it just gives us that opportunity when the time comes for us to be able to build more and more. Now up here, this is where things may be a little bit interesting. So certainly, once again with the streets, we need to work this out. Realistically, we need the street about here. No, that's a bit there. That would give us our required. Oh, still, it's a bit too much. How about there? What would that give you? Now that's a little bit too little. It's a fine axe here. I think that may, because I'm just looking at this and thinking that's 40. How much is this? Not 40. But that being said, what if, just maybe, what if I do that and remove this road? What does that make that distance? 50. Rubbish. Okay. What about that distance? 43. Okay, that's not too bad. 43, 44. There we go. That will do very nicely. Once again, lock up these roads. That is another section. And out here, of course, if we wanted to, we could have more little roads. So I could turn one of these into a main road, and I'm not sure which. I have a really bad feeling this is the one that needs to be the main road. I think it does. I do think this would need to be the main road. So I'm just going to, for now, not that, I'm going to create this out here, and this is just going to, this bit straight, and it just peels into sort of a cul-de-sac kind of an area, like so. And then in here we can work out what needs to go where. So no, that isn't right. How am I going to do this? Right, let's put another road about here, just a small road like that. That would work. And then have another road just out here, There we go, right up to this but not connecting. And then some 40 meters, so we could put a road here. You can have a little bit of housing there, some housing on this side, backing onto the farm. And I think it might be interesting if we were to, I'm just thinking of cutting this back a little, just having some housing along here, right up to this right of way, and then perhaps cutting that back and bringing it in from here. So we've got a few houses there, and some more housing here. That's perhaps you can just connect up to here. There we go. And you never know, that might build up nicely in a way that I'm trying to get this to be. There we go. So you can have some additional housing in there, which means that if you do have housing here, you'll have housing alongside the you'll have housing alongside the railway. So let's go ahead and do that. It's a little bit quiet. I was going to say, I just realised that my speakers have not been working all too well the entire time. There we go. Oh no, that's it. Okay. That is starting to look pretty good. I would say that is really starting to look very, very nice indeed. Now what I may do is I may upgrade this to a large road, but how I'm going to do that with the way this is currently built, I'm not entirely sure. I will though upgrade this section whilst I can. Yeah, see, the areas I can upgrade, I will upgrade. Then I guess I can just connect this up right here. That is fine. What's the distance here? Way too much. I think I'd like to do that. And then again, I'm just going to... Oh, is this supposed to be a main road? It was not. This was supposed to be this road. I'm just going to, again, just build up areas where, you know, you could have a bunch of housings. For example, along here, I think you could have a little bit of housing. See, and then these paths will actually end up moving a little onto these. So it does. The paths do move over time. Not by much, but they will certainly move. There we go. That can go like that. Then we can just build in another. Here we go. Let's do this. That goes around like that in that direction. And then this can be connected on to here, which then builds us up very nicely. In fact, let's just do this, like this. And then if I were to do something there, let's say we wanted something out here, and that just gives us a little bit more. Yeah, a little bit more to play with. I think that would work quite nicely. We could connect this up here if I wanted to, which maybe something to do. But I think at that point it's probably wiser to leave this as it as it now is and not touch this too much, I'd get rid of that road, and then using the tools once again, lock up all the roads, and there we go. That is looking like something that we can certainly build upon. So that's 2 towns done. It certainly took quite a while, but you know, looking at West Mersey, you can really start to see the pattern, and even looking in at Earley, you can also start to see the patterns for the various different roads and road structures that I'm intending to do. Let's do just a little bit more over here. Let's see what I've got as an option. So if I just bring this up like so, I want to have about that, so we'll always do this, and then we'll do that, and then no, stop, there we go. About here we can have another one of those, and then I'm more than happy to do, let's see, this should give us the opportunity to, without touching that, to have a road like that, and again, housing, potential for housing out here along this road, and then we can, let me see, if I go ahead and do this once again, I'm just using the 40-meter measurements, nothing else really to figure out what I want to do and how, and I want to bring this into the back of this area, and I think that what I'm doing here is probably a pretty good way of bringing housing back to the back of this area. So again, does not touch at all. That is fine, that is fine. We're okay here. If I did that, we may be able to put another house, another set of houses back here, just about. So this would be pretty close along here, and we can just, oh dear, that not, yep, there we go, that works as we now want, and certainly I can add in another one just here for some housing, and so we'll have a little bit of housing within this area. Come on, work. There we go. And that is starting to look pretty good. I'm going to end this video here. Let me just have a look if I can. Maybe zoom out quite a bit and then get a pretty nice image of some, well, you can see quite clearly there that we've got quite a lot of road layouts going on. So this gives it almost a SimCity sort of style to it. Let's also have a look at West Mersey, see if there is anything in West Mersey that I can also do. So very SimCity, very SimCity in its style. Even the sound of the wind, I do like that. There's got to be a better way of doing this. Let's see. There we go. So that just shows the kind of things that we've been up to in this particular video. Thank you very much for watching. please remember to hit the like button if you like this video, subscribe to the channel for more videos on Transports Fever 2, the UK modded series. Leave a comment in the comments box below letting me know what you think. So if it's taken me an hour to do 2 towns, realistically I should be able to, if I were to do a time lapse on this, I should be able to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 towns within a single time lapse, within a single 3-hour time lapse. And then I'd have to do a few time lapses to get more of these done. So if you'd like to see these on time lapse, please do let me know. Otherwise, if you want to see them happen live like I've done here, do let me know there as well, if that is what you prefer. But I think that is where I'm going to stop. I will, of course, off camera still be adding in some more farms, still trying to get a bunch of things done. You might start seeing some, some colours appearing on the farms or in the farms, not just the standard texture of the ground. You might see some lighter colours, some wheat fields, cornfields, etc. I still tried this one. It did not work out all too well, unfortunately, but I have been looking more at farms to see what I can do, and I think I should be able to get a decent amount done there. If you can do so, please do consider supporting me on Patreon at www.patreon.com/ECGadget. Your support would be massively appreciated. It would really help me out. These videos do take a long time to make, and so having support on Patreon would be fantastic. It's really would help me out and enable me to create more of these videos, and supports me so that I can create better and higher quality videos. And I guess last but not least, you can find me on social media at ECGadgetLP for both Twitter and Instagram. That is all from me, and I will see you next time in Transport Fever 2, the UK modded series. I really want this to do better, but it just isn't. I do not understand how Cornforth with just 6 food cannot get its 6 food. Any advice, I would very much appreciate it. I will see you next time.